Friends, I'm Logger Mack, and today is all about scaling logs. Today we're going to be scaling 3 loads of logs. So check out what we got going on here. The scales, what's the grade? Scales, what's the grade? Always measure from the small end because that's where you get your base footage. Now later on we've got a couple pieces of curly maple we're going to scale and talk about, kind of explain to you guys what it is, and that should be pretty exciting. Check that out in a few. Right now we're going to ask Jake what the marks mean on the logs he's scaling. So Jake, as you make these marks, what's each mark mean?
The number is the footage, so that's 60 board foot. If I just leave the 6, that's a grade 3. The circle around it is a grade 2. And then the number, circle, and a line underneath is a grade 1. So that's 90 board foot of grade 1, 60 board foot of grade 2.
Perfect. Always spin the logs, make sure you can see every defect in the log. Got a stamp. Now what did that mark mean?
That was 15 feet of grade 1. You seen I put a V on 1 or 2 logs before that, so that was a veneer.
Okay. Those last 2 logs was 320 feet. Jake just said. So the V also means veneer here. $3,560 so far. 2 big girls. Spinning them nice. 100 foot of veneer. 90 foot, number 1. Now we're checking this one for curl. It's got the what's that gonna run a guy now because of different?
So that one is gonna be like $4 a foot.
Okay.
So that's a $400 log.
Perfect.
Yeah, you can. It's easy. Yeah, I guess it's not easier to see in the new stuff, but
Camera might pick it up. Yeah, you can see the waves in the camera.
what if I?
No, if you get close up in on it, you can see the
see
the wave in it.
Once that sun comes up, you'll be able to see it better.
Yeah. Cool.
It's funny. We always see more curly maple.
Okay, so you guys seen that other pile. This is the big pile over here. We'll see how much we can get scaled today. Take a guess in the comments how many board foot we're going to scale up today. That pile's not going to get finished, but we'll get 2/3 of the way there. Okay. First hard maples of the day. A little slickery. Yeah.
Unfortunately, but
now the curl has to have 3 inches of whitewood on the outside edge, be 12 inches in diameter.
see the bottom. I don't know if there's any on the bottom. I don't think it's gonna make it.
Problem is, it's only got the curl on one side.
If you feel under here, there's nothing. Up here, it's pretty nice. I mean, not.
And yeah, down there, it's
down
real
there.
relevant.
This might be kind of like more of a.
All right, now we're starting the third load. Third load is gonna be straight 10s on the truck. Okay, so here we have that straight load of 8-footers that they just scaled. Now, also kind of fun little challenge. We're doing a straight load of 10s now. 10s are 13 inches and up. Those are 11 and up. Guess how many logs it takes for an 8-foot load versus a straight 10-foot load? Roughly the same footage. Big curl. We haven't seen it exposed yet.
It's kind of light on this end, but it'll make it. Feel the difference? Like feel how light it is?
Yeah.
Here versus that good one, you know, there's...
Yeah.
It's okay.
In the butt where we were looking, it was real.
Yeah.
So how many feet?
90 board feet.
90 board feet.
I think that's got just that deep form or whatever.
That's about the other end.
Yeah. Yeah, that one will go.
Nice and white.
Not quite 12 inches, but...
So how many feet in that guy?
That had 50 feet,
Yeah.
and same thing, $2 a foot for that one.
Nice. Starting to get loaded up. Make your guess, folks. Getting there now. We're starting to fill in over here. Still got to finish up over there, though. Nice big log, though. I'll put you on the spot for a minute. You want to tell people what curly is and a few facts about it?
Yeah, so curly maple is just, we kind of showed you a little bit, but it's got that curl. There's different kind of curls. This one you can kind of see. Some curls got nice tight curls. It's kind of more of a, well, I'm a fisherman, so it's got more of a chop.
Okay.
And some has more of a roll. But yeah, a lot of times it gets used for veneer, so that covers like your desktops. You know, a lot of guys can saw it themselves and you know, make nice lumber out of it. We do saw lumber out of it, and sometimes we try to separate it, because actually if it gets put in a pallet and shipped off to you know, lumber, somebody buying lumber, it kind of gets downgraded. They don't want too much in it because it's seen as a defect. But yeah, it's a specialty log, and yeah, we try to do our best with it. And
yeah, so this was our I think it was probably our priciest log.
That was our top log. It's got it's
100 feet at $4 a foot.
Yep, and nice tight curl all the way around the log, curl all the way through. Distinguished. You can feel it with your hand. You can see it. It's nice to take a cookie of it and see what it looks like all the way through. You can take an axe and see if that curl hangs with it all the way to the middle of the log, but we're not going to do that here. But yeah, that's just that's a really good looking log.
Do they know what causes curl?
So a lot of times I find curl, you can find it anywhere in the UP, but a lot of times we find it, this is a good hub, kind of central southern part of the UP, and we find it a lot of times kind of growing in hemlock stands with some birch mixed in, but hemlock, growing under hemlock seems to maybe suppress it a little bit, and that suppression might kind of trigger that curl. But
yeah, so there's two types. There's defect curl, where the log grows wrong, and then there's genetic. And this would be genetic.
This would be genetic. I did see a couple defect, and those are the ones you see maybe down by the butts of the log, or around like big knots, and it'll draw your eye to it, and it looks nice, but it's not what we're looking for. It doesn't carry throughout the whole log.
Cool. You want to talk a little bit about grade and how that works?
Yeah, so if we kind of come over here, we can kind of look at these logs here. So I showed you earlier my numbers here. So this is 150 board foot, so 15. This is a grade 2 log, so it's got the circle on it. Here is 30 board foot of grade 3. It doesn't have a circle. And then we got here, if I do a circle and a line underneath, that's a grade 1, 80 board feet.
Okay.
And so to make a grade 1, it's got to be at least 12 inches in diameter, and it's got to be, we grade a log on the second worst face. So if you take a log and you were to square it into, say, a cube, you got 4 faces. You take the second worst face and you grade it on that. For a grade 1, it's got to have 6 feet of clear cutting. So it's got to have, you know, it can have a knot in there, the second worst face, but it's got to be, you know, 2 feet on either side, or close to the end of the log to get your 6 foot clearing. And then a grade 2's got to be 11 inches and up. Also on that grade 1, I'm sorry, it's got to be 50% or less heart. So if it's got a big heart on it, say like this log, this would be a grade 2 because it's got a greater than 50% heart. A grade 2 saw log's got to be 11 inches and up, 70% heart or less, and it has to have 4 foot of clearing, 4 foot of cutting on that clear cut on that second worst face. And then yeah, grade 3 log is just it's got to be 10 inches and up. You know, if that third cutting, if there's just a bunch, if it's knobby, if it's got a bunch of knots in it, or just too big of a heart, or too small of a log, if it's not 11 inches, then it's a grade 3 saw log. Perfect. Cool. And then yeah, then we go to veneer and up, and we had a couple nice veneer logs, just nice and clean, 4 clear faces, and 30% hard or less. So cool. Yeah, that's the quick and dirty of it on the landing. Yeah, nice. Thanks, appreciate it. Yeah, you bet. Thank you.
How'd you ever get get started on.
All right, friends. So we got our numbers in for 8-foot versus 10-foot straight load on the Wisconsin truck. For the 10-foot load, we had 108 logs to make up the entire truckload. And then for the 8-foot load, it took 171 logs. So quite a bit of difference there. But anyways, that's the end of this video. Hope you learned something, enjoyed watching the logs get scaled and loaded, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks.